You've got a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. We know exactly how you feel. Over the years, we've learned to develop a couple of systems that just help us keep our crap together. Today we're gonna share with you 5 lists that you need in your life right now to manage it better.
Change has a reason, baby, let it come to you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Carnahan fam. My name is Carnahan. I'm a mother of 3 children, 3 and under, and expecting a little baby boy. That's right, a baby boy here in November. So soon we will have 4 and under. And you'd think with all of that, it would feel like a lot. And you're right, it is. But I genuinely believe that everybody has a lot. Everyone's plate is just filled with something different. Do you not feel at or above capacity like all the time? Because I sure as heck know I do. Now people ask us all the time, how do we get so much done, especially with 3 young children? How do we do it? Well, over the years, we've established several systems that have little by little contributed to kind of managing the chaos better. Now, let me be clear. Just because we have all the systems doesn't mean everything gets done. It's just more likely to get done because it doesn't get forgotten. These 5 family and home organization systems or lists that we're going to share with you here today will help you to stay more organized as a family. They will help you and your partner co-parent better and share the responsibilities of the house and the family together better. And best of all, it will just help to clear up some of the mental load that you have in your brain all of the time from trying to keep all of these tiny tasks in order. Oh, and because of so many requests, I had to kind of reformat our lists a little bit to make them editable so that it's a resource that you guys could use. So I will link that in the description below. So I'll pop over to my computer screen here in a second and show you these lists. And of course, you can check them out for yourself if you follow the link in the description below. Okay, let's get started with list number 1. This is gonna sound so simple to you, and you might even say, Kaylee, that's not a list. That's not a list. But the first thing up is a schedule. Now, you may totally be like an anti-schedule, go with the flow kind of person, but let me challenge that for a second and let's reframe the idea of what a schedule is in your brain. Now, many of you have seen our block schedule video, which kind of goes into depth how we utilize a block schedule in our family. But essentially, Cliff Notes version, everybody has a morning routine, right? You eat breakfast, you get ready for the day, everyone gets dressed, maybe you empty your dishwasher and you get your school-age kids off to school. Everyone has a morning routine. And then you have a period of time after that between getting ready and lunch. And then midday, especially if you have little ones at home, there is a midday routine. That's lunch, naps, midday reset, quiet time, whatever you want to call that, our midday routine. These are some chunks that might make up your day. But if you can start thinking about your day in these chunks, you can start compartmentalizing where you are going to put things throughout your day. And that really applies when we start looking at the next 4 resources. So keep that in mind. But the first thing you're gonna want is a rough idea of what your family schedule looks like. Okay, next up, number 2 of the 5 lists that will help you to better manage your life and your family and your chaos is your daily list. These are reoccurring daily tasks that really contribute to your family. That's anything that's kid related, anything that's house related, that goes on our daily task list. So giving our kids vitamins, feeding the dog, maybe it's starting a load of laundry or making the bed. Any of these tasks that contribute to the home and family, that is on your daily to-do list. Now, we have this daily to-do list in a dry erase like pocket chart up on our fridge. And then before my husband leaves for work or at the end of the night when we are closing down the house, we can take a quick look at the list and see what still needs to be done and what's already been accomplished. This way we can work better as a team. We can be more equitable in our marriage and sharing those responsibilities that contribute to our home and family. And then you don't need to uselessly ask someone if they did X, Y, or Z because it's posted up on the fridge. Now, we have our family schedule and our daily list combined on one sheet of paper on our fridge, and that helps to just say these tasks belong in this block. In the morning routine, we do these things. In the evening routine, we do these things because they are all routine-based tasks. Now, there are other things on my personal list, you know, call the vet or run an errand, and those are on something completely separate, and we'll get to there in just a second. All right, next next step for our list that will help you manage your family and life a little bit better is the cleaning list. Dun, dun, dun. I seriously feel this way about cleaning. I hate cleaning. Essentially what we've done is we've taken all of the cleaning responsibilities that it takes to keep our house clean, and we've divided it among the 7 days of the week. So on Monday, we've got the main floors and the couch. Tuesday, the master bathroom. Wednesday, the kids' bathroom. But then also on that list is our laundry rotation and whose laundry gets washed when. I also did an entire video on this, honestly, a long time ago. Really, really long time ago on our channel, completely dedicated, showing what this looked like for a week's time. But again, it's only about a 15-minute commitment. I'm generally willing to put in 15 minutes, not much more than that. But by having some sort of system and schedule posted that we can see, it helps us to stay visually organized, and we are more likely to get it done. Okay, stop for just a second and clarify something, because I think this is really, really, really important to understand. So far, we have a daily list and a cleaning list, and we're gonna get to a personal list here in a second, and that's a lot of lists, and there's a lot of things on it. Just because it's on the list doesn't mean that it actually gets done, because I could put as many freaking things on the list as I want to. It doesn't mean there's actually time to do it all. But what it means is that I'm able to mentally unload it and put it somewhere, so I don't have to keep it up here anymore and try to stay organized. And then I can better prioritize what needs to be done. So sometimes I look at the cleaning list and I'm like, wipe down me kitchen appliances. Meh, I could do that. Or I could go have a tea party with Baker Zuma and Baby Marshall, my Paw Patrol friend. And that sounds like a whole lot more fun right now. If you get anything from this, I completely support writing everything down and having an organized place to keep your brain. That's probably because my head doesn't hold my brain very well. It's kind of a scatterbox. But by having it written down, I then have a mindful choice about what I'm doing with my time. And that is how I manage our life a little bit better. It doesn't all get done, but it doesn't get forgotten. It's more of a willful negligence. I'll leave it at that. All right, next up, let's talk about your personal list. And your personal list is anything that is not a daily routine kind of thing. So obviously feeding the dogs, that's a routine, home kind of thing. Making some returns, I put that on my personal list because it's not a part of daily routine. To be honest, this is my favorite list. It's the most fluid, it's always changing. I print it off at the beginning of the week, and then I'm crossing stuff off all week long, accomplishing things, writing new things on it because I'm dumping my brain there at the end of the day. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Let's take a look. I've separated my personal list into a couple of sections. So there's the must-dos, and that also includes the schedule, the things that are scheduled for the week, which are obviously a must-do. But at the bottom here, we have the can-do, and that's things that are not time-sensitive, especially for this week, or anything that pops up throughout the week that I want to add to the list that, again, is not time-sensitive. I'll just handwrite it on the can-do section for that week, and then at the end of the week, when I go to revisit the list and delete the things on the computer that I did accomplish for the week, I'll also type up those things that I added to the list for the week as well. Now I have one big rule that kind of governs this list, and it's the 2-minute rule. And if you haven't heard the 2-minute rule, it is developed by a guy named David Allen. He wrote a book called Getting Stuff Done. I hate to admit, I haven't even read the book, but I once learned this rule and it has always stuck with me. And the 2-minute rule is so simple. It is this: if you can get it done in 2 minutes, don't put it on your list. Just do it in the moment. If it's gonna take more than 2 minutes, it's more of a time commitment, and go ahead and just write it on your list. I love this list because it can be so versatile. You just dump anything that comes to your brain. Kids need new shoes, put it on the list. You need to plan your daughter's first birthday coming up next month, put it on the list. Ah, freak. I also need to cancel the car wash subscription. Darn. I'll demonstrate this right now. Another way that we utilize this list is I utilize it through both Alexa and Siri, because I don't always have a way to write things on my list. So both of my girls can help me out here. Here we go. Hey Siri.
I'm here.
Add cancel car wash membership to my to-do list.
Done.
Boom. Now she just adds it to a list on my phone, and later at some point I'll go write those on the list or type them out on the list or whatever it is, but she can help manage my list hands-free because I don't always have hands to do it. Got both my girls working to help mama keep her brain straight. Heaven knows that I love technology. The last list that we have that kind of contributes to a better organized home and family here is our meal plan and shopping list. And we went into this one also in depth in another video that I'll link here for you as well. But essentially our family shops for a a month at a time. And it's based off of a menu that is a 2-week menu and then repeats for the next 2 weeks. Again, you can see this in way more depth if you go and check out that video. And when we're wrapping up the house at night, I look at the little task and it says pull meat for dinner tomorrow, and I'll pull meat out of the freezer because we have shopped for the month, so all the meat is prepped and frozen in our freezer. But that helps to make sure that dinner runs smoothly the next day. Or I know if I need to start the crock pot early in the morning because we put thought into it. And that is the point of all of these things, is that you're encountering these things that you need to do and putting some thought into it or some action behind it, and either getting it done or deciding that it's not a priority in the moment. And either of those things are really fine, but you just need to be confronted with it and not store it in your brain all day, because you have enough demand on your attention and on your brain already, especially as a parent. Anything you can take off your mental load and put it on a piece of paper, do it. Seriously, do it. Anyway, so if you're one of the people that's been wondering how we get it all done, now you know our secret. We don't get it all done. We write it all down. We choose our priorities, and then we accept the unaccomplished. And that's okay, because we can only do so much with our time. I hope that helps. I hope that clarifies any of the misconceptions about everything that we're accomplishing. And of course, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for loving and supporting our family, especially through all of this growth and chaos ourselves. I was reflecting on this a couple weeks ago. When we first started our channel back in 2020, there are things I never would have shown you. And there are parts of me that I felt like were too imperfect, that couldn't be authentic. And I would have felt the need to say, oh yeah, every to-do is accomplished. And it might have even felt like that in some of our original day in the life videos. But being here with you and being supported by you with authenticity and transparency has been one of the biggest gifts that you've given me for personal growth and self-acceptance, and just feeling like there are people in my corner as I'm figuring out this journey of motherhood. I mean, when we started, I had an 18-month-old and a 5-month-old. And now we have a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, an almost 1-year-old, and a baby cooking. And there's been so much growth and so much change, and it's all been so beautiful. Man, I'm so pregnant. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. I'm gonna stop talking, or I'm just gonna cry about everything that I find even remotely emotional. So thank you for joining me today. I'm so grateful that you've been here with us, and we will see you again on Friday. Bye.
I don't want